So, you know, the process of municipal government is very collaborative. I'm sure you've watched some of the council sessions. I think you've appeared before some of the council sessions as well.
Yeah.
So what, you mentioned some of your work with the boards and whatnot. Is that be relevant to council work where you have to have discussions, you work on committees?
Absolutely, it's a team.
Come to consensus.
There's no I in team, obviously, so, you know, I'm fully aware that, you know, a single person can't go in and sort of dictate over top of everybody else. And tell everybody else sort of how things are gonna be or whatnot. It's, you know, information is key, and perhaps, somebody else has a different perspective or has more information on a particular subject than I do, and that's very, very important when it comes to making decisions that are sustainable and that can be, you know, managed and so on and so forth, right? So it's, from the school board perspective, that was, you know, you had 6 or 8 different people on a school board, and they all had differing views, and quite often conversations would get heated, but at the end of the day, it was about, you know, what information do we have, and how can we base those decisions around that information that we have.
Right.
Part of my job as a director of technology was presenting to the board, and if I didn't come in with a good presentation on why I wanted, say $50,000 to buy new smart boards for all of the schools, they would just basically tell me to walk out the door. So, so you have to have that information. You have to have all of the pieces before decisions can be made.
So in this respect, your role as a counselor would be as a board member, so
you're part of a team.
You would anticipate what to expect from administration, and maybe could provide some coaching and
that's right.
Have them provide some better information to bring decisions forward.
Absolutely. If something came across my desk that I felt didn't have the information or enough of the information, or there weren't enough pieces of the information, then I would certainly be sending it back for more clarification and more information. You know, especially when there's dollars involved, and especially when we're talking about, you know, citizens' tax dollars and so on and so forth, right?
Right.
It's not my money that we're talking about. It's you know, the collective's money, if you will, and so you've got to make sure that if you're spending those dollars, that you're spending them wisely, and that you're spending them based on all of the information that's available. Absolutely.
So were you aware that there is some compensation associated with this position, counselor?
Yeah. I'm also aware that compensation doesn't necessarily, how do I put it, isn't necessarily very much, if you will. I guess I mean, it's certainly not something I would do for the money, or I would hope nobody would do it for the money.
Right.
You know, I'm doing this because I want to be able to serve the community and be able to help the community thrive and be better moving forward. So, you know, as an IT person, I have more opportunities out in the real world to make money, big money, if I would, if I could say that, you know, then I would certainly see coming from council. So it's not about the money, it's about the job.
Right. So one of the themes that seems to be coming through in this conversation is accountability for the money.
Absolutely.
And that would be something you would be looking as a counselor to demand effectively.
Absolutely. What little bit of reimbursement there is for a counselor, I would certainly hope that what I'm doing as a counselor would be worth it for the taxpayers to be able to be paying that to, you know. Or again, it's return on investment. So if the public is going to invest in me, I certainly hope that my effort and time is worth more than what more than what the
as other people have said,
people
said, don't expect to retire on this income.
Absolutely not.
There's no gold-plated pension, unlike some of the federal positions that you get into.
Absolutely not.
Or maybe you just want to use this as a stepping stone to prime minister.
Well, I don't know if I would go quite that far, but certainly a learning opportunity for me. It would certainly be somewhat of a new experience, even though I do have, you know, a fairly amount of experience in administration and so on and so forth. Municipal government as a whole is somewhat of a new, will be a new avenue for me, and I love a new challenge. Those are something that enjoyed in my life. I like to take on new challenges, and I like to give as much as I possibly can to those new challenges. So it's something that I'm certainly looking forward to getting an opportunity to do, if I do get an opportunity. And moving forward, you know, it's a learning opportunity. We're only going to potentially be doing this for, you know, a few months, 18 months perhaps, or 2 years until amalgamation goes through. There potentially will be another election. At that time, I will have some experience, hopefully, and I will be able to potentially move on into new council if the people so choose to have me in that position.
So as a business owner, do you see some benefits coming from amalgamation in this area?
Yes, amalgamation in my experience, is a funny thing. You don't necessarily see benefits right off the bat, and that's what a lot of people are looking for. They're looking to see benefits in the first year or 2 years. In my experience, that's generally not the case. 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you do start to see benefits, because then the sort of wheels of the cog really start to move. And so, from a business perspective, I mean, how can we not benefit from having more than we have now, in a sense of a population, in a sense of an area, in a sense of draw more people in, and so on and so forth. So I absolutely do see benefits long term. Short term, anybody that thinks there's going to be short term benefits, I can tell you right now that's most likely not going to be the case. In my experience, anyways.
Right.
If it is, then that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
it will be the shining example.
It will take proper stewardship to make sure those benefits are achieved, I imagine.
There are benefits for sure. It's just that you don't see them the day after you amalgamate.
Right.
It's a bit of a struggle to get there, but once you get there, the rewards can be quite big.
So is there anything we haven't touched on that you'd like to leave as a message for the voters of the community?
No, specifically, I don't think. As long as I want the voters to understand that I'm not going into this for any other reason than I feel that I have a background that will be beneficial to council, especially going through this amalgamation. I'm not doing it for my own glory or any of those types of things, or for the money, as you've so pointed out. I'm doing it because this is another way that I feel like I can give back. And I've gone, I've tried my best from the time that I've been here to get involved in as many things as possible in our community. And like I say, I've started a slow pace league here. I've tried to raise money for various areas throughout the community, and so on and so forth. So anytime I see some opportunity or a need, I try to get my name put forward and say, hey, if I could help out in any way, I would be happy to do that. So I think I have something to offer. I think I have something that can benefit, and that's why I'm putting my name forward. So,
well, as a voter, I certainly appreciate people taking the opportunity to try and give back to the community through electoral representation. So I'd just like to conclude and suggest that all of the voters in our municipal area, please go out and vote for these elections. They're important.